Hello everyone and welcome to Raising Angel Finance webinar number 4. This one is 17th of October 2016. This is a recording, a double secondary recording I suppose, because the first one didn't take terribly well, so apologies for that. This won't be as live as it should be. The purpose of this one is to talk about deal analysis. So welcome, and I'm saying note to self, hit record. I have hit record, so we are recording. Just talking about some admin points. As I'll say every week, the admin points are 1, the points of contact. Please, always best to email me. So raymond@angelsden.com is the best email address to get me on. It's best that way. I can manage and handle things. If you send me texts or WhatsApps or contact me on Messenger, it's just more difficult to get things done. So if you actually need anything done, email me. If you just want to chat or you're looking for one brief bit of advice or something that you think I can give, just quickly fire me anything you like. But if you want something done, email is always best. And we'll aim to get that turned around in 24 hours. So not immediate, but we will definitely aim to get it turned around within a day. So the team, there's myself, there's Matt Lindsay, there's Jan, the PA, who some of you have engaged with already. We've got Edward on board with us. Edward was previously with another lending group in Edinburgh, and he now works with me on a full-time basis. And we've got Piers and Stan, who are based in London, and they put things onto the platform as and when required. So it's not just me. There is a team, and that's why emails allows me to share those messages and copy them in and so on, and get things done generally quicker. So talking of events, we've got Property Angels Den events. The next one coming up relevant to this is they're usually always held around the middle of the month in London. Next one in November is on the 16th, starting at 4 p.m. They're all on the Angels Den events website. You'll see them there when they're happening. You can't just turn up, I'm afraid. It is invitation only. You've got to book. So if you spot one and you'd like to go, fire me an email and just tell me that you'd like to attend. Progressive Property have a number of events coming up. The next Raising Angel Finance Day is the 14th, 15th of January 2017. There's now sufficient interest to hold another one, so there'll be that one. That should be the last one, but we'll see how these things go. If there's enough demand there, another one will be held. And the webinars, first and third Monday of the month, the first and third Monday of each month. And I will be releasing shortly some dates showing over December, January, February, March, the next few dates. Websites, we've got raisingangelfinance.co.uk and the rafmembers.co.uk website, and angelsden.com. So if you don't have access to rafmembers.co.uk, please let me know, and we'll make sure you get a username and password to log into that. So here we are again going to do a reminder of the 3 steps. I'm going to do this every webinar, and the purpose is because I still get emails from people that try to sidestep this. I get emails from people that try and ignore it, and I get emails from people that don't wish to follow it, but it is the system. This is the process. This is where the magic happens. Sticking to this system makes things happen, so please, please stick to it. So it's initial application, terms and conditions, and then full application. Now that's whether you're putting in a request for money for yourself or whether you're requesting money for others. Initial application, terms and conditions, then full application. So the initial application, here is the link. Send this to people, use it yourself, click on the link and fill in the brief online form that is there. It's a simple enough form. I'll show you what it looks like. We'll just click on there now, we'll bring it up and show you what it looks like so that you can see. There we are, Raising Angel Finance. It comes through to the site. It's only seen by me and the guys on the team. You just simply fill in your name, all the details there, company name, company number, details of investment, what do you need, when will you need the funds by, what do you need investment for. Now here I've got commercial conversion, flip, buy to let, land, HMO, etc. Click on one of those. If it is commercial conversion, click on that. If it's a combination of the above, click on that. But then also down here under property experience, fill in a bit more information on that. If you've clicked on combination of the above, then click on what it's for. So if it's to buy property, to convert, to do this, just put that in there. Then what return are you offering an investor? Now I've got here fixed interest rate, I've got a drop down menu, but again, that's just a guide. Is it 1% a month? Is it JV? Is it profit? Whatever it is. If it's other, just explain what that other is. Exit strategy. Again, if it says other, please explain it. Deal security. Again, click in there. There's a drop-down menu, just shows you personal guarantee. That's spelt wrong. Change that. And then just hit submit. And once you hit submit, it comes straight through to me. Okay. So that's that link. Step 2, terms and conditions. We have to get these completed because nothing happens till the paperwork is done. So it's drafted by our FCA chaps, must be signed, no T's and C's, no deal. We've got to get that signed before you can present to anyone, before your information goes out to angel investors, lenders, anything, we must have one of those signed. And the full application. And the full application, as you will know by now, is the 17 points of detail. Here's some feedback we're getting. I've got lots more, but this is just some of it. I wish everyone submitted proposals like you, makes the job easier. There we are, David Tiffin, Wealth Sanctuary, Family Office, and Cambridge and Counties. They love it too. The Royal Bank love it. Lloyds Bank love it. Lend Invest love it. The Funding Circle love it. They all love it. So these 17 points are the questions that the angel investors ask. Now, lenders ask them as well. If you don't answer these questions, it just makes it more difficult to get a deal across the line. So they're all fairly straightforward. And there's the number 17. If there's a sweetener, there's a sweetener. Now, what I'm going to talk to tonight is about limited company mortgages and showing the difference between some of them and others. So we've got Aldermore Bank, who've got a loan to value of 80%, a 5-year fixed deal at 399 and a 2.5% arrangement fee. We've got Paragon Mortgages offering a loan to value of 75%, 3.4, and a 1.5% arrangement fee. So if we look at Aldermore and a property of 300 grand, you're looking at a loan to value of 240, so 80%. So you need a 60% deposit, 6 for the fee. You'd pay 9,576 in the first year, which is about £798 a month. So over the course of the first year, you'd be looking at costs of 75,576. And then if you look at Paragon, same property deal, 225, so you require a bigger deposit and lesser fee, lesser monthly payments, but higher overall cost in the first year, mostly made up because this deposit's 15 grand higher. You will see that that is just about 11 grand higher, but it's made up because of this larger deposit. And so Paragon are not too happy with flats over commercial, and they're not terribly keen on new leases, whereas Aldermore will consider property over commercial and will lend on new leases. Now, is there a better deal out there? Well, there is. We think so. It's due to 3 things. The better deals are there. We can haggle with these 2 existing banks. We can haggle with other existing lenders to get a better deal. And that comes from the power of knowledge and wisdom, the power of education, and the power of a mentor. Now, I am seeing, and I showed a previous deal where there was a £60,000 difference over the course of a particular deal. So one had shown, I think it was about 4 million shown an amount, and the other was the same amount, but the second deal was, I suppose, the developer had left £60,000 on the table. So, and the only reason I can think of that is the power of the education and a mentor. So that's the difference, because one had it and one didn't. So I'm starting to see now that there can be a clear line drawn between people that have these 3 things and people that don't. So the knowledge part, I mean, there we are, simple quote from Miles Kington about knowledge, which is true. The education part is the education you'll get from the progressive courses, and there are other courses available. And then the mentors, we've got Progressive VIP, Glenn doing commercial conversion, and Paul Smith doing the serviced accommodation. And you get everything from these guys, so they are worth paying for. In fact, I can show one clear example where they were worth 60 grand in one deal alone. And I think that's a 10 times return on the cost of mentoring. So that's a pretty decent return. There's the advantages there. 23 notes of interest, and savings on fees and exits. So let's look at who's lending right now. So who's got money? Now, lenders are a bit like normal people. Sometimes they have money in the bank and sometimes they don't. BLG are lending at the moment with John Dolby. He's very keen to get involved. The issue with them is that they impose an exit charge, usually about 1.5% or 2%, and that exit charge is based on GDV, which is not a good charge to have. But it's easier. The appetite for it is easier because it comes at the end of the deal, usually when you've got money, whereas some of the other fees are slightly more upfront or they're taken out of your first tranche of funding. But BLG impose an exit fee so that if you're selling property on, then in their opinion, you're not going to miss 2%. But it is a chunky fee and you need to be aware of that. Assets Capital and Keith Edwards, he's lending at the moment and quite keen. Keith he will be leaving Assets Capital at the end of November. So he's quite keen to go out on a high and process a couple of deals. And I'm not yet sure who's going to be replacing him, but Keith Edwards is a good guy at Assets Capital, and we've been working with them on producing a hunting license as well. So it's a pity that Keith is leaving because I quite liked him, but there'll be someone else who'll take his place. And BFC Business Funding Club, Matthew Thame, they're based in London. They are quite keen to do things as well. They've got a lot of money at the moment, so another good person who's lending right now. Crowdfuse, Mike Todd. Now it's not their money, they don't have money. What they do is they can go to the property crowdfunding websites and get you funded there pretty quick. So Mike Todd looks after Crowdfuse. And the house crowd, Fraser Fernhead, they have done quite a number of deals over the last couple of years and are very aggressive in the marketplace. And I like Fraser a lot. He's a guy who went on Dragon's Den and they told him that his business idea would never work. And he's basically shown them that it would. So, near to them. The Root Funding is another one. Bill Allen, he's going to have a lot of money in the new year. They are very keen to provide bridging, but they'll do it for up to a year, where if you think you're going to lose a property or your time is not on your side, they can step in and quite quickly fund stuff to allow you time to get a commercial lender to take them out. So they're a good source of funding. And Bill Allen's a very switched on guy. I just met him last week. He came to Edinburgh last week and we had a long chat about what they want to do. So he's looking for us to provide him with more deals in the new year. And Funding Circle, Warren Rees, they have money. Everyone knows of the Funding Circle. They'll do development finance. So they're quite good. And Funding Options, Richard Leader. We've not done much with them. I think we've done a couple of deals with them. But they are around and they do have money and they're looking for more deals. So what I would ordinarily do with a proposal is look to these guys first to see what they can fund, and then on the back of that I would go to angel investors, because it's much easier when you go to an angel investor and say, well, I've spoken to, I don't know, the Root, Bill Allen, and they're prepared to do 95%, so we only need 20 grand from you, 50, 100 or something. It's good from an angel investor's point of view. They can see that a larger family office or an organisation has done due diligence, and that makes them feel nice and warm and fuzzy. So it's much easier for an angel to invest under those circumstances. So the next webinar I've got there is Monday the 7th of November at 7 p.m. And we're going to talk about family offices, whale investors, and getting past the gatekeepers. So thank you very much. Next webinar, Monday 7th of November at 7 p.m. We'll see you then.